Your restorative yoga at home practice for today is one of my absolute favorites, and honestly, it's one restorative yoga pose that I practice nearly every single day. Welcome back. It is day 7 of the Restorative Yoga at Home YouTube challenge. I'm Caren Baginski, and I'm the author of Restorative Yoga, Relax, Restore, Re-Energize, and as you've probably noticed, things look a little different around here today. But if this is the first time you're hearing about this challenge, stop and click up here, go back to day 1. Start the challenge from scratch. Hey, invite a friend if you haven't already to take the challenge with you, because if you want to reduce stress, improve sleep, and build emotional resilience, it does take consistent practice over time, but it can be simple, as you're finding, in less than 10 minutes a day. I'm loving hosting this restorative yoga challenge because of you, because of the community. So if you haven't already, share with me how things are going with you. What have you noticed after a full week of practicing restorative yoga? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Today's restorative yoga pose is legs up the wall. And this is what's known as an inversion, because your body's relationship to gravity has shifted when you take your legs above your heart. This pose is extremely beneficial for relieving tiredness and fatigue in your legs, reducing swelling in the feet and the ankles, and lowering blood pressure. A precaution for women, however, if you're pregnant, avoid this variation of legs up the wall past your first trimester, and it's also recommended to avoid this pose in general if you're menstruating. Willow's back to show you what restorative yoga props you'll need. For legs up the wall, choose an open wall space and get 2 blankets, an eye covering like an eye pillow, and possibly a yoga strap. If you don't have this, you can use a belt or scarf. Gather up what you need, bring your yoga mat perpendicular to an open wall space, and let's get started. The setup is pretty simple for legs up the wall. We'll need our 2 blankets. Take the first one and create the basic fold blanket, which you can find in my restorative yoga book. And you will place this blanket against the wall and on the yoga mat. This acts as a little extra cushioning for your hips, especially if you are practicing on a hard floor like I am. Get your second blanket. This is the square fold blanket, taking the basic fold and folding it over one more time, and place that about at the middle of your mat. This will be a little lift for the back of your head. If you're going to use an eye covering like an eye pillow, you can place that on one side near your blanket for your head. And then finally, we might use a yoga strap here. Sometimes when you take your legs upward, they don't always stay together, and we don't want to keep the ankles close together. Rather, the ankles will be right above the knees, which are right above the hips. So in that case, if the legs start to splay open, you'll want to corral them in with a yoga strap, or if you're using a belt or a scarf, you can tie that around your legs. So if you have a yoga strap, I've made a simple loop with my strap. You'll just need a small loop because this will go around your calves. If you'd like to use this, loop that and set it to the side now. And let's just come right into the pose. So I find it's easiest to sit against the wall with one hip against the wall and your feet away from your yoga mat. You can approach this from either side as long as your back is against the wall. As you are here, reach both of your arms forward. Plant your hands down. Now take the hand that's closest to the mat and thread that arm underneath the other, coming onto the forearm. You're going to tuck and roll, swing your legs up the wall from here. So lean forward, continue to reach with the arm, and then just lower down to the floor, tuck and roll. And as you bring your legs up the wall, you might notice that you're farther or closer to the wall. And this will all depend, and where you finally land depends on the placement of your pelvis. So if your pelvis is not fully on the floor, if you feel like only your upper low back is on the floor, but your glutes are lifted off, then you'll want to scoot away from the wall. If it feels pretty effortless and the legs aren't complaining here, in the case of hamstrings or knee pain or anything like that, then you can just simply walk closer to the wall. Ensure, though, that your whole pelvis, the back of your hips, is fully seated on the floor. That's how you'll know you've arrived at a good spot for you. Now, as I mentioned before, the ankles, the knees, and the hips are in one straight long line up toward the ceiling. If it feels like the legs will start to splay outward, it's hard to hold them here, grab your strap, pull your legs down, and tie or loop this around your calves. Tighten it as you need, and send your legs back up the wall. Now it should feel pretty effortless to just relax against the strap and have your legs be completely held. Feelings of lightness already starting to arrive, possibly in the feet. Once you're satisfied with the placement of the strap, if you're using it, take the eye pillow or the eye covering to your eyes as an option, or simply close your eyes now. Make any last adjustments with the blanket underneath your head for comfort. Chin is level to the forehead, or the forehead's a bit higher than the chin. And finally, arms reach open to a V by your sides, palms up. We'll just drop right in and hold this together in silence. You might notice halfway through that if there's a lot of tingling or even a numbness starting to happen in the legs, it's okay to come out of the pose quicker or simply walk your feet down the wall. Rest with the soles of the feet pushed in, the knees open like a butterfly shape, until the feeling comes back in the legs. Then you can walk the legs back up and start over. Trust your own intuition to know what you need in this position. And now let's just enter the silence with 3 rounds of deeper breath, eventually letting the body breathe as it wants. First, take a deep inhale through the nose. Either exhale through the nose or open the mouth, sighing out the back of the throat. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale deeply. Fill up completely. Exhale and empty, giving your body over to the floor. Relaxing your face, your lips, your whole self. Rest in total relaxation and silence. Become aware of the soles of your feet. Feel the space in between the toes. And begin to make little movements in the toes, maybe the ankles. Slowly, 1 foot at a time, bend your knees and walk down the wall. And if you have the strap as you walk down, and you get close enough with your hands to the strap, you can simply slide it off or untie it from here and set that to the side. Rest with your feet against the wall, your knees inward. Now take the soles of the feet together, open the knees wide. Press the pinky edges of your feet against the wall so that the inner hips start to open. Take 1 deeper breath here. And breathe out as you close the legs. Lifting your feet away from the wall, reach 1 arm overhead. Remove the eye covering if you have it, and slowly roll onto your side. Rest for a moment in a fetal position, however that feels most comfortable for you, letting your legs get used to the feeling of gravity. A new relationship here, the one that they're more used to. And as you're ready, just simply push down into your palms, go slow, and come up into a seat. Sitting on the blanket if you like. We'll take the hands together at the heart. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. If there's another way to sit that feels better for you, please explore that now. Embody gratitude. Gratitude for this simple moment of self-care. Gratitude for those who have shown us the path to peace. Open your eyes. And take your time coming back into this space. Often inversions can induce even deeper states of relaxation, so make sure that you are fully awake and aware, especially if you need to do something important after this. Self-reflection time. Head on into those comments and share with me. How long did it take for you to relax? Did it happen pretty quickly? Did you have to get comfortable first? About how long? A minute? Maybe a few breaths? It's important to note these things for yourself just so that you can check in with where you are now and see how the practice affects you. That it's so worth it, even if you don't relax right away, that you know eventually you will get to that place if you just take time to practice. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed Legs Up the Wall. I practice this as part of my bedtime yoga routine. Let's keep going on this 12-day journey to reduce stress, improve sleep, and build emotional resilience. You're doing so well by keeping this commitment to yourself, and I hope you give yourself a big pat on the back for that. I will see you in the next video to share another pose that's really, really helpful to reduce your stress. See you then. Namaste.